Jai Hind everyone. I am Dr. Vandana Gupta. I welcome you all to this third video lecture of water softening methods. In today's lecture, we will study lime soda and reverse osmosis method for water softening. This is in the syllabus of engineering chemistry for BTech first year students. The subject code is BS 102 or BS 202. Before going into the today's topic, let's quickly recall what we discussed earlier. In lecture 1, we discussed zeolite method of water softening. Zeolites are hydrated sodium aluminosilicates. The zeolites can reversibly exchange its sodium ion with hardness producing cations in water. When zeolite bed is exhausted, then it is regenerated by passing sodium chloride solution. Zeolite can remove temporary as well as permanent hardness from the water. In lecture 2, we discussed ion exchange method of water softening. Ion exchange method can exchange cations as well as anions from the water. All the cations can exchange with H plus ions and all the hardness causing anions can exchange with OH minus ion. Finally, H plus ions release from the cation exchange column and OH minus ions release from the anion exchange column get combined and form demineralized, highly purified water. This water can be used in high pressure boiler. Now, let's start the today's main topic, that is lime soda process. In lime soda process, the calculated amount of lime, that is calcium hydroxide, and soda, that is sodium carbonate, is added to the hard water. When we add lime and soda to the hard water, then all the hardness causing soluble salt of calcium are converted into calcium carbonate and all the hardness causing magnesium salts are converted into magnesium hydroxide. Calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide are insoluble in water. They can be easily filtered off and they can remove easily. So this is the principle of lime soda process. By this method, we convert soluble salts of calcium and magnesium into insoluble salt of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide. This method is further divided into two parts, that is cold lime soda process and hot lime soda process. I will discuss firstly cold lime soda process. As the name suggests, in this process, the hard water, we add chemicals into the hard water at room temperature. That's why this process is called cold lime soda process. This is the softener. This is a cold lime soda process softener. In this softener, there are two separate inlets for chemicals and hard water. From this inlet, we add hard water into the softener. And from this inlet, we add chemicals that are lime, soda and coagulant. In this process, we add a small amount of coagulants to speed up the precipitate formation. Coagulants are sodium metaluminate, alum or aluminum sulfate, etc. They have positive charge. So the positive charge of coagulant neutralizes the negative charge of dissolved salts or suspended particles. So when this reaction occurs, they will get combined and we get a large size of precipitate which is settled down quickly and can be removed easily. In this process, we also use a stirrer, electrically operated stirrer. By the stirrer, it helps in proper mixing of chemicals with the hard water. So the reactions take place and all the hardness causing soluble salts of calcium and magnesium are converted into calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide. These salts are called sedimented sludge and these are insoluble in water. So these salts are removed by an outlet periodically, and the soft water goes to the wood fiber filter, and after passing through the wood fiber filter, we get softened water by an outlet. So this is the cold lime soda softener. We can see from here we add chemicals, and from here we add hard water. By stirrer, there is proper mixing of chemicals with the hard water, and chemical reactions take place, and hard water and the soluble salts are converted into calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that are insoluble in water. So this is a cold lime soda softener. Now we will move to the hot lime soda process. As the name suggests, in this process we add chemical to the hard water at higher temperature, that is 80 degrees Celsius. That's why this process is called hot lime soda process. This is a softener for hot lime soda process. In this softener, there are three separate inlets. First is for hard water, second is for superheated steam, and third is for chemicals. From here, we add hard water into the softener. Hard water contains soluble salts of calcium and magnesium. From here, we provided superheated steam to maintain high temperature, that is 80 degrees Celsius. From here, we add chemicals that are lime and soda. In this process, there is no need to add coagulant because reaction occurs at higher temperature, that is 80 degrees Celsius. So there is no need of adding coagulant. All these chemicals, water and steam goes to the reaction tank where chemical reactions take place. After reactions, there will be insoluble precipitate of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide, which is removed periodically by an outlet, and the softened water goes to the filter. The filter is sand filter, which contains many layers of sand. After passing through the sand filter, we get filtered soft water. The water obtained by the hot lime soda process is better than the water obtained from the cold lime soda process. Now quickly we see the advantages and disadvantages of lime soda process. Lime soda process, this process is very economical because lime and soda, both chemicals are very cheap. So it can be suitable for large scale water treatment. The second advantage is iron and manganese salts are also removed by this process. And the third advantage, it increases the pH of the solution because lime and soda both are basic chemicals. So corrosion is minimized and pathogenic bacteria are also removed from this method. This method has certain disadvantages also. First is disposal of large amount of sludge create a environmental issue. This can remove hardness to the extent of 15 ppm. So there is residual hardness of 15 ppm is present after the treated water. So this is advantages and disadvantages of hard water produced by. Now we understand the chemical reactions involved in the lime treatment. Lime can remove all type of temporary hardness, calcium as well as magnesium. Lime can remove permanent hardness of only magnesium, carbon dioxide, mineral acids, bicarbonates of sodium and potassium, coagulant. These are chemicals are removed by the lime. We will see all the reactions one by one. Lime can remove temporary hardness of calcium. There is only one salt which can cause temporary hardness of calcium, that is calcium bicarbonate. If the water contains calcium bicarbonates, then calcium bicarbonate react with lime and form calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is insoluble in water, so lime can remove calcium carbonate easily. And second, lime can remove temporary hardness of magnesium. There is only one salt which can cause temporary hardness of magnesium, that is magnesium bicarbonate. When water contains magnesium bicarbonate, it reacts with lime and form magnesium hydroxide, that is insoluble in water. So magnesium hydroxide can be easily separated and lime can remove temporary hardness of magnesium as well as calcium. But in case of magnesium, we require twice amount of lime. Now move on to the next reaction. Lime can remove permanent hardness of magnesium. Permanent hardness of magnesium can be caused by magnesium salts that are magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfate, etc. When these salts react with lime, they form magnesium hydroxide. By this reaction, magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfate can be removed from the water, but simultaneously a new type of hardness is also introduced in water, that is calcium chloride, calcium sulfate. They will cause permanent hardness of calcium. This type of hardness cannot be removed by the lime. This hardness is removed only by soda. Now move on to the next reaction. Lime can remove carbon dioxide from the water. Carbon dioxide similarly react with lime and form insoluble calcium carbonate. Lime also remove acids from the water because all the acids react with lime and form calcium chloride and calcium sulfate. By this reaction, calcium hardness will also introduce in water. This hardness will remove by soda later on. Lime can remove bicarbonates of sodium and potassium. Sodium and potassium salts of bicarbonates can be easily removed by lime because insoluble calcium carbonate is formed by this reaction. But we can see clearly sodium carbonate is also formed in this reaction. So this amount of sodium carbonate has to be subtracted also in the soda calculation. Lime can remove permanent hardness of iron and aluminum salts. These salts are present as a permanent hardness or as well as they may be added as a coagulant. So these salts react with lime and form calcium sulfate and ferrous hydroxide or aluminum hydroxide. Calcium sulfate will cause permanent hardness of calcium. This hardness will be removed by soda. If we use coagulant for precipitate formation, then lime react with hard water react with coagulant and form lime. So this amount of lime has to be subtracted in the lime calculation. So equivalent amount of coagulant, if we use sodium metaluminate, then equivalent amount of sodium aluminate has to be subtracted in the lime calculation. So finally, we get this formula for the requirement of lime in numerical purpose. Amount of lime required for softening is 74 divided by 100. 74 is the molecular weight of lime. Lime can remove temporary calcium hardness, so we use temporary calcium. Lime can remove temporary magnesium hardness, so we multiply by 2 because we require twice amount of lime to remove temporary hardness of magnesium. Lime can remove permanent hardness of magnesium, aluminum, iron, but lime cannot remove permanent hardness of calcium. Lime can remove carbon dioxide. Lime can remove H+, which can be provided by HCl or H2SO4. Lime can remove bicarbonates. If we use coagulant, then equivalent amount has to be subtracted. All are equivalent to CaCO3 divided by volume of water, multiply by volume of water divided by 10 to the power 6 because we have to convert milligram into kilogram. Multiply by 100 divided by percentage of purity. So this is the formula for lime softening method. Now we will move to the soda part. We will understand the reaction involved in the soda treatment. Soda can remove permanent hardness of calcium. Permanent hardness of calcium that is originally present in the hard water, or the hardness introduced during the reaction of lime with magnesium, iron, aluminium, HCl, H2SO4 is finally removed by soda. Permanent hardness of calcium is caused by calcium chloride, calcium sulfate, etc. When calcium chloride, soda react with sodium carbonate, then insoluble calcium carbonate is formed, which can be easily removed by filtering, and the presence of sodium chloride and sodium sulfate does not contribute to any type of hardness. So, permanent hardness of calcium can be removed only by soda. Previously, we have seen 1 mole of sodium carbonate is formed by reaction of lime with sodium bicarbonate. So, corresponding amount should be subtracted from the soda. So, finally, we get this formula for soda calculation. Amount of soda required for softening is equal to 106 divided by 100. 106 is the molecular weight of soda. Soda can remove permanent hardness of calcium, but we also use soda for permanent hardness of magnesium because lime only convert permanent hardness of magnesium into permanent hardness of calcium. We use aluminium, we will use for iron also, H plus also, an equivalent amount of soda has to be subtracted if the water contains sodium bicarbonate. All are equivalents of calcium carbonate multiplied by volume of water into 100 by divided by percentage purity of soda, and the unit is kilogram because we divided by 10 to the power 6. So, we convert milligram into kilogram already in this formula. So, this is the formula, this is very important formula for soda calculation. Now, this slide shows the summary for the calculation of lime and soda. If the water contains temporary hardness of calcium, that is provided by calcium bicarbonate, we will use only lime. If the water contains temporary hardness of magnesium bicarbonate, we will use twice amount of lime to complete precipitation of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide. If the water contains acids, we use lime and soda both because lime converts acid into permanent hardness of calcium and calcium hardness is removed by soda only. If the water contains bicarbonate, we will use lime and equivalent amount of soda has to be subtracted because soda is automatically produced by this reaction. If the water contains iron or aluminium salt, then we use lime and soda both. And if we use coagulant for precipitate formation, speed of precipitate formation, then we have to subtract the equivalent amount in the lime calculation. If water contains permanent hardness of calcium, then we will use only soda. There is no need to add lime. If water contains only permanent hardness of calcium, that is provided by calcium chloride, calcium sulfate, etc. If the water contains permanent hardness of magnesium, then we have to use lime as well as soda both. So this is a summary for the calculation of lime and soda. Now we will move to the next topic, that is reverse osmosis method. Reverse osmosis is also called RO. It is very general process. In this process, when two solutions having different concentrations are separated by a semi-permeable membrane, then flow of solvent takes place from lower concentration to higher concentration until all the concentration become on equal on both sides. This process is called osmosis. So, osmosis is the movement of pure water to solution. We can understand this by taking this example. This is a diagram. This side contains pure water. Pure water has low concentration. This side of tube contains salt solution which has higher concentration. When both solutions are separated by a semi-permeable membrane, then flow of solvent takes place from low concentration to high concentration. This process is called osmosis. The driving force for osmosis is osmotic pressure. But if we apply a hydrological pressure on concentrated side, then the flow of solvent is reversed. Flow of solvent takes place from high concentration to low concentration side. This is called reverse osmosis. By this process, we get pure water. This process, now we see the advantages of this process. This process is very simple and reliable process. Purification through RO removes all type of impurities. It operate comparatively at low temperature. The energy requirement is 30% lower than the distillation process. And the semi-permeable membrane has a lifetime of about 2 years, which can be easily replaced within a few minutes. There are some disadvantages of this process also. First is it needs electricity. There is a wastage of water. Highly qualified manpower is needed for the operation or maintenance. A strong dependence on membrane dependence. A major problem with RO process is to find membrane is strong enough to withstand the high pressure apply on it. Now the application of the reverse osmosis method, we use RO for treatment of wastewater, desalination in pharma industry or in regeneration of minerals. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your valuable time and attention. I hope this lecture was informative to all of you. Thank you again.